Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello, namaste, sat sri akal, kem cho. Welcome to another Desi podcast. How are we all doing? I have, Harinder's always with me. Paji, kidda?
At the set, how's it going, man? Another day, another hello.
I'm just used to calling you Harinder now, because we talk at work so much. But it's Paji for today.
Thank you.
The other way around.
I'm good. Work is good, as you know. It's just busy, as you know, because we're both very busy. And home life is interesting. A lot has changed since we last podded. Definitely since we all last podded. I can't even think. Was it the Christmas one that we
It
all
was a
last
long
podded?
time, because me and you've done a few with Mr. Legend, Mr. Bhaskar. But
I think Christmas was Christmas was the last one since we all did it together. A lot and shitloads has changed since then. And since the last Desi pod, things have changed. So we've got a dog again. French bulldog, and some odd reason he's a rescue, so we didn't get to pick the name. They named him Rico. Rico's what you name your Rottweiler, or sort of like your Staffy or something like that. This French bulldog who's like 4 foot nothing. It's like, well, actually not. He's like 4 inches, 8 inches, nothing. but I think he's 4 foot 11, and he's a Great Dane, or like a British bulldog, is like walking around like a shutty again, like little trots around like this. Like it's bad podding, but yeah, he just trots around everywhere, looking for attention. Speaking of looking for attention, so let's do this, Gags. Let's do this intro, right? So look, do you know what? It's a Desi. It's a curtain raiser. So curtain raising is the name of the pod. Because we've had the curtain raiser, right? Which was the community veg thaali at the weekend, which means only one thing. The Premier League is ready to start again. And, like with any kind of veg thaali, you need condiments and you need spices to make it more. So, we've got everything ready for such an occasion. MoSalah spice, Virjeera Van Dijk, Thanniyah Alcantara, Darwin NoonMirch. So when everyone was singing, Nunes, I was going, NoonMirch. I'm particularly proud of the following ones. Alassun Becker. Alassun Becker. Trent Alohnglechi Arnold. Andy RobertSarohhn. And so on. But the one that we missed. Andy RobertSarohhn. The one that we missed the most, though, the one that would have been absolutely fantastic for all of us, had he played for us, would have been Lionel Methi.
Yeah,
that would have been the best, right?
That's it.
Lionel Methi. So to help cook this pod, we have the usual suspects. A man who can't cook, who won't cook, Cam Branch.
Hello.
What the hell?
What the hell is that?
No, what do you want me to say? Goodbye. So, how are you doing, guys? Everything good?
Yeah,
even though we have spoken before. So,
just once or twice. Yeah, all good, man. How are you?
Living the dream at work now, lad. As I was saying before.
That's it. Don't see you on the AI pod no more, man.
No, I just can't commit to it. So, because of work now.
So we might have to do some Desis then to get you on the airwaves.
Maybe, yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do. It's just, again, it's just a question of being able to watch games going forward as well. It's no point me being on a football podcast if I've not really watched the football.
Well, you watching the football and not watching the football really doesn't make a difference, fella,
Talking about not being able to watch.
What, like Champions League final where I was just sat there, hold on, I want to go back home.
my God.
See, this experience of Gags being at football matches and people not being able to see is a common theme. Commonly usually seen by Nina Kauser. Or not seen by Nina Kauser. I can't see it. Can't see it.
What happened?
Can't see it. What happened?
And can I just say something? If we're talking about condiments, I'm Zira Kauser. Cumin.
Gila Kauser. That is pretty good. That is pretty good.
Well, indeed, because she's always one of the first things we want to fry.
Yeah.
Literally.
That should be the name of the pod.
What? Jira Kauser? Or the first person we want to fry.
Yeah. Bloody hell. We do.
Huh? You can't make tarka without Jira.
The story when she said to me in the stadium once, when Emre Can was talking to Coutinho, what did he say? Tune Gags. I was like,
High heavens and Wembley as well.
How the fuck am I supposed to know? He said, well done, mate. What?
You know what? I was deadly serious. I thought he could lip read.
You should have asked me.
Should have.
Oh my God. Anyway, how are you? How are you, Jida?
I'm grand, thank you. All the better for being on this podcast. I'm not going to lie, Cam's intro there kind of depressed me for a hot second. And guys, go back to what it is.
Have you found the onion for your tail?
Always.
Always lovely.
Oh my goodness.
So pre-season's a bit like this, right? So it's a bit, it's like all the things before, like a pre-wedding party almost in a Desi world, like lots goes on. It means something to somebody and a whole lot of nothing to someone else. Like if you imagine like all the ceremonies that happen prior to a wedding, the people who are involved in it, it means something to them, right? Like it really means something to them. But everyone else is kind of on the periphery, doesn't give two shits. Meaning like, okay, yeah, attend that function, do this, attend that one, do this. So with that in mind, did anything or anyone catch your eye during pre-season?
Who are we starting with?
You're speaking, you carry on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, the United game especially, I know we lost it, but there were times where we were absolutely all over them, and I think Luis Diaz, that when he's on the ball, everything just seems very exciting, just really exciting, especially if it's at pace or on the counter. Everything just feels like, oh my God, I just want to stand up and watch. And like when we're in the stadium, you literally, when a player gets the ball and they're going, everybody stands up. The whole stadium stands up. That is what you feel like doing when you're just watching him at home, because it's that exciting. And what I noticed, he didn't get his goal in pre-season, which is a shame, but he was so close on so many occasions. And, he's always involved. That's the key thing with him. Whether it's off ball, working hard, and, running up and down that left wing to support Robbo, or whether it's with the ball running at someone. So he might have a quiet game in the final third, but he won't be quiet at all in terms of supporting the team and what they need to do. So, yeah, I really think Luis Diaz this season's going to be huge for us, and I think he stood out for me.
Right, if he's off, Cam? Anything? Did you actually get to see any of pre-season, though?
Who?
Cam.
Oh, sorry, we missed the beginning of that. I saw
the bit where I go, so Cam, what about you?
Yeah, it was muted. It didn't come through. It didn't come through.
I could see your lips moving, but I couldn't hear the words. I was trying to do a
You should have asked Kaz to tell you what I was saying.
You know what? Maybe I've got really good ears because I heard you. These two are deaf.
Oh, shit. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I hear everything. I see nothing.
Yeah, I watched it. I managed to watch a little bit. I watched the United game. I thought it was more of a training exercise, as in trying to build up build up the fitness as such. So, but there's 4 or 5 players actually that have intrigued me this pre-season. Luis Diaz being one, obviously, because obviously he's had 6 months, 7 months with us now, and he should be settled now, and really looking forward to see what he can bring to the team next season. He didn't get a goal. I don't think he even got did he get an assist, Gags?
Don't think so.
I don't think he did he? But he was always involved. He looked sharp. He looked lively. Another player that's really intrigued me from what I've seen, and it's probably a year or two early for this lad, but it's Carvalho. He just looks so assured on the ball. He looks so comfortable. He just seems to have time and space. And if you're already at that level where you can find that time and space, imagine what you're going to then do with that time and space going forwards. And I think that's one that's going to be really developed to watch. I think MoSalah coming back after a nice break, he looks extremely sharp. Yeah, his usual lively self. I mean, I watched the second half onwards from I sort of watched the whole of the Community Shield. I was actually around the corner from you, Gags. I was in Whitmore Rings at Dyer's. So I went to see Dyer.
Go on.
And I sort of had it on in the background and watching it, trying to talk to Dyer. He didn't want to talk to me. Bless him. So sort of watching it, and Mo looked really good. But Nunes, when he came on, I know he scored the 4 goals, but a couple of them were lucky goals at the end of the day, I felt. But when he came on, he looked awesome. And to do that to City in what turned out to be a little bit more than just a friendly game. Yeah. It did become quite competitive.
They went for him a few times as well.
They did, and
to injure him, and they were doing that. They were pushing players around a little bit, and I thought was really pissed with
but it was good.
Leipzig and City, because Leipzig did the same.
Yeah,
Leipzig were rough, really rough. Yeah,
right. But then the last player who's really I'm going to be really fascinated by this season is going to be Trent. The evolution of Trent, he just seems to be getting better and better and better, game by game, week by week, month by month, year by year. The lad's won everything. He's won every trophy going. And he's 22, 23? 23. And he's getting better. He's not even anywhere near his peak yet. He's just going to get better. And I think the evolution of, because don't forget what Klopp and Pep and the rest of the team do. They're continually evolving the team in year out. If you look at the team that started when Klopp took over, it really was heavy metal, gegenpressing and the works. But that team has evolved. Every season there's been a change. Something different happens with the team, because that's something that Pep Lijnders spoke about a couple of seasons ago in the summer. You know, after we won the league, what are you going to do next season? They go, we're going to have to change it up. You can't keep playing the same football. You have to keep moving on. And this is what's happening now. You look at the players we've got now. That team has changed so much, even over the last couple of seasons. You've got Carvalho, you've got Elliott coming in there, you've got Nunes, you've got Diaz, you've got Jota, who brilliant news today, signed a new contract. There's so much happening in that team.
Lovely stuff, much. So it's before you start literally do a Cowser and steal every single name going like, saying, can I say what? No, I want to say another one. And I got another one. Virjeera, what do you think?
The thing that really stood out in this pre-season for me has become Brent's beard. The game beard is strong. No, seriously.
How the hell do you see his beard? It's like, it's got no
side
light.
Angle. I can see it. You can see it. See, I can see. What was I going to say? You guys know I'm not really...
That's just his makeup.
Is that just his makeup? I'm not overly... You guys know this. I don't really watch an awful lot of pre-season friendlies. I do find them like a bit like... I need a break from football. I can't lie. And this summer I've had a lot going on as well, so I've not really caught an awful lot. Things that did catch my eye though was I love the fact that Darwin Nunes was getting called a massive flop, and then he comes on for 45 minutes and gets 4 goals. I love that. One way to silence the critics. And the first pre-season game, I kind of do consider it a pre-season game, even though it kicks off the season, was of course the Community Shield. I had to watch it because I was in recovery, recovering from COVID, and so there's no option but to watch it. I'm glad I did. I absolutely loved how we were playing. I loved the kind of intensity. I liked how we started off. The players that really stood out for me, again, I think Cam kind of stole all the kind of players there. I think we've all highlighted some really, really good ones, but one thing that I really like seeing, which is quite satisfying, and it might be a Uruguayan thing as well, and it was a handball. But you know, when Nunes, when it was a handball, and he starts chasing down the referee with his hand, saying handball, handball. I can't lie, I got flashes of Luis Suarez there, and for me that was a joy to see. And
it's about time as well, Nin, because we're too nice.
Yes,
the team's too nice in things like that, and we need someone who's going to fight for everything.
Yes, and obviously it was a legitimate handball, and of course we know Luis Suarez once tried claiming a handball off a goalkeeper. You know, if you don't ask, you don't get, right? But I loved Nunes' involvement. Diaz again looked really, really sharp against Man City. I love the fact that in one instance he absolutely skinned Kyle Walker for speed in the second half. You know, you see so much movement in that front three, and I think Sadio Mane leaving and seeing the evolution of this front three now is absolutely fantastic. And the fact that, you know, we're talking about now Diogo Jota's contract extension as well is just absolutely sensational, because you think about that front three, and then you think, oh my God, we've got Diogo Jota as well, who's another...
Bobby as well, yeah.
And Bobby, and, you know, you think about the three, the attack, and it looks really, really bolstered. And I thought, again, if we can keep this guy fit, I think Thanniyah Alcantara could be pretty instrumental in terms of pinging those balls to those front three men.
I thought that was the key, Baji. From the first game, we saw the switch of play was in full force, and I think we've said it on UP, when those games where we were a bit lackluster last season were happening, we weren't switching from one side to the other, and this game, Trent was trying it, Thiago was trying it. It was literally switch. I think if one of the biggest things that's come out of pre-season that we should really talk about is squad unity. And when people say that, like, oh, Mane is gone, this is going to be gone, you're going to be affected by this, you're going to be affected by that, he's ringing the flipping doorbell, some kids all fucking kicking it over every 2 seconds. Shit. But my watch keeps going up with the ring doorbell. Anyway, so...
Mate, it's go for heart. It's the summer holidays. That's what happens, man.
Gags,
every
you know
2 seconds, man.
Gags, my
Killjoy, isn't he?
My neighbour's cat keeps me up all night.
Why? Does he throw the ball over the fence?
It's just everywhere.
Nina's kicking
what the fuck is your billion?
But what was I going to say?
Wait, no, we gotta go back a second here. What's your next door neighbour's billion?
I have no
idea. They can throw a ball over the fence.
No, it doesn't. No, it just chills in my garden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so obviously the monitors, the sensors, Gags, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, the ring. Yeah. The rings. Yeah, got it.
Well.
Let's say a bloody doorbell went off. Like 3 18 minutes. What the hell are you doing, man? Neighbour. Anyway.
Good stats.
Yeah, also, obviously can't kick a ball, can he, if he's kicking it over all the time?
No, he's got good pressing stats, kaboom tish.
Yeah. Oh, man. Shit. Okay, so people were saying, you know, what's going to happen, you know, with losing a big key player. I think with Sadio, though, I actually think stepped up more as a squad leader. I think there was, and this is probably a controversial opinion, but I think Sadio was, the focus of Mo and Sadio was to compete with each other all the time. Whilst they were great mates, and there was a lot that the people don't, but you could, they're so driven between, you know, within each of themselves, that they wanted to be the alpha in the squad, or the best striker in the squad. Now, with Mane gone and Sadio gone, there's an easy kind of route. There's an easy, he's the king, and all the other guys are new boys, and he brings them through. And everybody was saying that with Mane going, there's going to be a loss, you know, in a lot of ways, you know, goals, maybe leadership, maybe, you know, he was like a glue as well. Everybody loved him. But I think with him going, actually, Mo's stepped up even more. And I think it's probably a bit controversial, but when they were both together, they compete with each other so much, loads. They want to be the best striker at the club. They want to score the most goals. Yes, they pass to each other. That's the truth. It's bullshit that people saying they hate each other. They loved each other. They definitely were best mates. But that doesn't mean you can't be competitive. They were very competitive. And now with Mo, literally that's his crown. He's the king. And all the kids are coming in. He's actually playing that big brother role, as evidenced by him handing that penalty to Nunes in that game. And after that, he scored a hat-trick after the bloody penalty to get 4. Nunes has been quoted in saying that he was so nervous that first game. I think it was a United game, and he had to go sit down with Mo afterwards, and Mo proper calmed him down, and he had good chats with him. And again, a big brother, fatherly figure feel coming through. And look at all the videos and stuff. Mo's talking to more people. Thiago's literally Nunes, translating for him. So many guys that I looked, and Hendo's obviously doing it because he does it for everyone, and you hear that from a lot of the players that join. But because Thiago can speak the language, it'd be easy, is properly integrated now. Score that goal against City. I don't know if you guys noticed, but literally the players that got subbed off all ran to him as well from the bench. Every single one. So anyone that was involved in the game who had gone off at that point, obviously all the subs had been made. They all ran down the pitch to celebrate with him. Diaz was first. Thiago jumped on them after that. Then I think maybe Costas was jog there, but he's not actually, didn't play. Hendo joined him. Literally one who was on the bench joined. They don't have to do that, but because they know how important it is to that guy who's come in, who is feeling a little under pressure with all that big money spent. It's natural for someone to feel that, but look at this squad trying to look after him. Mo first, but then everyone else jumping in to make sure he feels at home. That's what I love about this squad. And I think this season, even more than ever, they're going to be more together than ever. And, that's frightening for the opposition. And I think that's one of the big takeouts I think I take as well.
Nice. Gita, did you work out what Kostas Tsimikas had said to Nunes after he scored?
What did he say?
No,
He said the compilation boys will be quiet tonight.
There were. Everybody's praising Nunes now. They're all,
indeed. Because no one bloody asked me. I'll tell you who my player of the preseason was. There's no one that any of you guys have mentioned. Alisson.
Why?
I didn't really get to see him, that's why. And so when I did see him, all I was with the big fish across his body.
Oh, shit, yeah.
There you go. So zero expectation in regards to what was going to change during pre-season.
You know what, though, Gags,
it was going to be brilliant.
Gags, you made a really interesting point there about Nunes, and I was just paying attention to that. You're obviously speaking to like MoSalah as like a mentor, and you look, obviously he's a big signing in terms of big money signing, because the press won't let you forget. And then Man City have done the exact same thing in signing Haaland, for big money. And
Haaland or Haaland?
No, I said Haaland.
All right.
Halal. Okay, I know I'm Muslim, but chill. I don't eat meat.
The way you said it, though, you went halal, halal, halal.
Halal. No.
Actually, there could have been a pros after Ha. That makes it completely.
To be honest, mate,
that makes it completely different.
Yeah, but anyway, but look at him. Like, obviously,
why can't we just call him?
We watched him, and he had
rhymes with gun.
He had a bit of a stinker. Now, who has he got as a mentor there in terms of a striker? Think about that.
Sergio Aguero statue.
I'll be honest, he doesn't need one. He is, I know they're pretty much the same age, but I think Haaland's a little bit further down the line than Nunes
he's obviously done it in Dortmund.
He's a phenomenal striker.
And exactly. I think, and you could see, even when he missed that sitter, he turned around and laughed it off. He honestly just laughed it off. Some people would be like head down or whatever. I think that kid, he has got supreme confidence. And I don't like... Yeah, exactly. I don't like that he's there at all. And it was great to see him miss that one chance, but believe me, that's not going to affect him. No.
If he doesn't score 30
goals
we just
enjoyed Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. You should.
Yeah.
Enjoy every miss of Haaland's, because there'll be more goals. He's a bastard, but at the end of the day, he's haram.
That. Do you know? I hope he gets all Timo Werner when he's at Manchester City.
We all do.
We all want that.
And listen,
but it's not likely.
I'm going to say it straight. That tall body, that small face, and that long mandible, she just doesn't belong together. Like, you get all this tall body, and then it's like someone said, but okay, your face may not need to match the body, so we'll just push it down a bit, and then here you go, wear a ponytail.
Compare him to a chocolate, because you compared Shaq to Mars bar. What's he then?
As a chocolate?
Yeah, you said. Remember who used to call? You used to call.
Yeah,
Shaq,
Shaq,
Mars
Shaq did look like a Mars bar though.
So what did he look like? A flake? I don't know. It's patala ideas and done that. I don't know.
I don't know. You know what he reminds me of? You know those kind of things that you used to get at the end when you were a kid, and you stick them on the top of your pencil, and had a bit like a tassely thing on the end of it.
Yeah, that's his hairstyle.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Literally,
yeah, I do.
You put it on the top of the pencil, and he's got a little bobby kind of thing at the top. And
Yeah,
it's like it's like a hairy bit out the back. There you go.
That's it.
That's him. He's the pencil.
He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good, and I hope Nunez carries. He's going, and the team build Nunez's confidence, and I think they will. And I think we could have a real good striker battle. And by the way, that other one who's gone from City to Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus, is gonna have. I think he's gonna have a phenomenal season as well. Honestly, he just from what I've seen of him at Arsenal, they're playing him like a proper striker, like City didn't, and he's just banging them in. So. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for goals this season. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of goals this season. And
talking of goals for this season, we start at Fulham away. So this season, folks, what do we need to do differently to go one better and win it? So last season was a bit gutting in the sense that we got built up to this climax of the quadruple, and we nearly did it. If it hadn't been for one jammy goal by a junior, and if it hadn't been for City making an almighty fucking comeback, let's face it, against Aston Villa with about 5-10 minutes to go, it could have been at least 3 of the 4. But it turned out 2 out to take it. Yeah, it's still a good season for us last season. But this season, if we want to go that one bit better, what do we need to do differently, folks? Kowser, Virjeera.
Oh, well, it depends on your definition of what doing one better. Like for me,
it's very simple. We came second in one competition.
Yeah. What I'm saying,
and we were runners up in the other. To go better, you got to win.
What I'm saying is, let me rephrase that. We were on all 4 fronts last season. So in order to, I think, achieve, because obviously everyone has an objective for the start of the Premier League, right? You have hopes and expectations. That's why you watch the game. You know, that's why we're supporters of, this great football team, and this team is really delivering. For me, I think you got, I did like the season review, and everyone was like, yeah, the quad was great. It was great. It was a great season, and it was a great season. I have to be a bit realistic. I think we're going to have to maybe drop a few things. I think the things that I would probably not pay much attention to would be obviously the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. And I think you have to put your full attention to the Champions League and the Premier League. I think it's absolutely crucial. I think also not giving away stupid draws. I don't think the losses were the big thing. I think it was like the draws to like the Brightons and to Brentford, those kind of games kind of cost us severely. I think we just got to kind of manage the fixture schedule, and obviously squad rotation is going to be key, and I think that's going to be the difference. I think we've strengthened. I think we've all highlighted that. We've seen it. We've witnessed it. But so have Man City, and you just got to go toe to toe, and you've got to be have a bit more of a realistic approach, and just maybe put your soul energy into the league. I think the crucial thing is the season that we actually won the league. If you look at how we started, because of course, it got disrupted with COVID, and after COVID, when football started again behind closed doors, we weren't the best for many reasons, but I think the key thing for us winning that league was we started out. We came out the blocks swinging, and Man City were a little slow. Remember, they had that loss to Wolverhampton, and they were dropping points, and and I think the crucial thing for this season is we need to start off strong.
Okay, Cam, how are you feeling about it?
I think last season was an anomaly. I don't think. It's very likely to happen again for a long time, and where a team will challenge genuinely for all 4 trophies, especially this season with the World Cup disrupting the season in November. So I've got very much along the same lines as what Nina's saying, in that I think our focus and full attention will be more on the Champions League and Premier League. And I think that has to be purely because you've got to be trying to improve season on season. And so to improve on last season, we need to be winning trophies that are, classified as of more high profile. And we know that those two obviously are. And I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do that. We know we've got the squad. We know we've got the players. We've got the best manager in the world. We've got the best backup coaching setup in the world. And I fully expect us to, I expect us to get to the final again of the Champions League. And I expect us to be either picking up that trophy quite comfortably before the end of the season, if not the last day of the season. I don't see why not.
Gagan? What do you think? Anything different to what Kaz and Cam are saying?
No, I think they make good points in terms of starting off fast. I think that's needed. But I think the key is to stay consistent more than anything. You start the way you want to end as well. That's where we were. It was more performance based towards the end of the season. We were blown out, and I think a lot of it we played every game. Second, we lost a lot of players to AFCON. So this year it's going to be a bit more leveled up in terms of very similar month away for a lot of players like AFCON. But now every team's affected rather than just Liverpool. Or just out of Man City and us. It was more us this time. I reckon more City players will be affected. I think from a Liverpool perspective, Trent, you don't know if he's going to play or not for England. You don't know if Fab's going to play or not for Brazil. You don't know if Bobby's going to play or not for Brazil. Ali's probably the only one that's guaranteed. Mo and Diaz aren't going. Nunes will play, but then Jota will go as well. But having Mo and Diaz back home to rest for a month, I don't think Thiago will play too much either at the World Cup. He'll probably go, but he probably won't play. So there's same with Hendo. Will go, won't play. So there's going to be a few interesting factors there that we've got a great team, but when it comes to their national team, not all of them are first choice. Not all of them will play all of those games. So from my point of view, I think it's really ensuring that those players, when they come back, are looked after. But the ones that are here, that remain behind, are looked after as well. And when we get back going in December, we could really fly again, because someone like Mo, who had that horrible month in between all 6 weeks, really struggled then to get going again. And that was a fatigue thing more than anything. You can see the start of the season and in pre-season, he's phenomenal, like Cam said. So imagine having Mo start having two pre-seasons, starting a season twice within one, which is what could happen. I think that's going to be the difference, having those players a little bit fresher than others. And I just think that's going to be the key for us and it's consistency. At one point in the league, and as Baji said, 5 minutes from winning the Premier League because of what happened at the Etihad, Steven Gerrard made a mistake in sitting back and taking off Coutinho, and he got punished for it, and that cost him in that game. And then against Real Madrid, a guy takes a shot or a cross which goes through three people's legs and gets tapped in, and that's their only shot on target. Fine margins, man, to not win two big trophies. So you need a little bit of luck as well. So if we can just stay consistent and this time get that little bit of luck, I'll happily take that double and forego the cups this year.
I like that, Gags. Very much so. So, given we said curtain raiser, and Desi and curtain raiser go together, because let's be honest, lots of Desi people are nosy. Yeah, they'll raise the curtain, take a look out the curtain, and go, what's happening over there? Because they got nothing better to do other than be nosy and infer upon other people's business. So, if we had a nosy bastard of a player, who would it be? Literally, who's a proper nosy git? Which one do you think it would be from our squad? Who needs to know what's going on in someone else's life? Who would it be? There are no prizes, and there's no winner or loser here.
I know.
At all. Go on, Cam.
Andy Robertson. All day, every day.
Shout?
You think?
Shout?
Oh, yeah. He's in everyone's business. You know it. He's that character, isn't he? He has to know what's going on, and he's using anything he finds out to do something to someone. He's that guy. He's the Joker in the back. You could almost see it with Milner as well, to a little bit extent, but definitely Andy Robertson, 100%.
That is a very good shout.
Wow.
Kausa, Gita, who would be your Mrs.
Go on
Mangle?
then, Nin. Who do you think?
I like that. For me, I was Cam just said it there. For me, James Milner. I've seen that picture where all the players were on the phones and he stood there watching over them all. And he's the kind of guy that said, "Come over to mine for a cup of tea," and he'll coax all the gossip out of you. I think, and also he's got the language thing as well, speaks Spanish, so he could, he could extract a lot of information from a lot of players. For me, it has to be James Milner because it looks like he kind of strikes me as a guy that is, I don't know, mentally stimulated by actual conversation and actual human interaction and things. So I think he's that kind of player that has a little sit down, has a little chit chat with you, will bribe you with a cup of tea, and he'll get the information at you. But I like the Andy Robertson shout as well because he looks like a nosy little thing as well.
Gags?
Harvey Elliott for me. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Harvey behind the scenes, but last year he took every opportunity to tell the press or the Liverpool video guy like Mo's contract. He'd always just point to Mo and say, sign the contract. Like literally, that's like nobody, right? Nobody does that. Nobody steps that boundary about talking about other players' contracts. But because Harvey is literally a Liverpool fan, and when Mo joined, he was like 12, 13 years old. It's crazy to think that Harvey was a child when, he still looks like a child, but he was a child when Mo joined. So imagine growing up to be a man, and this is your idol, and now you're playing with him. And, so he's a fan in the Liverpool squad. Just imagine that for a second, being a fan in the Liverpool squad. And I think he wants to know everything about, because as a fan, you're inquisitive. As a fan, you want to know everything, especially if you're like us guys. You want to know everything that's going on, and, you're a fanatic. And if he's got the drive to become a player, then he's going to want to know. So I've got, and those little things that he did with Mo were hilarious. But he makes friends with everyone. He's mates with, he doesn't know how to speak the language, but he's best mates with Diaz. He probably doesn't even understand what Curtis Jones is saying.
I love that, by the way.
He probably doesn't understand what Curtis Jones is saying, mate. Who understands what Curtis Jones is saying, right? And he's mates with him. But then he's mates with literally everyone. You see him, he's best mates with Carvalho, but they grew up together, which is understandable. Now they're inseparable whenever you watch training vids. They're literally sitting together, which is nice as well, that you got your proper best mate. But again, Carvalho just feels like he's settled in because of someone like Harvey being there, and Harvey know everyone, everything. And I hope Harvey's so successful at this club. It'll be like a Steven. It's not a Liverpool, born and bred, but Steven Gerrard's main thing was that he was a Liverpool fan playing for Liverpool, and that's what drove him. We've just got another fan that's in the squad that's going to drive a really successful, because nobody's going to get Stevie's heights, obviously, but another fan in your team can drive that team another percent on, because they're so fucking mad.
You never know. Harvey Elliott's still a kid, right? Still could have a growth spurt.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope he
and maybe he might get a bit taller.
Even without growth,
Tish.
I think I think even without growth, he can represent the club really well with his skills. He's a very smart footballer, very clever, and people like Zola and stuff, that height, they didn't have extreme pace, but they were so smart. They were so clever with the ball that they can go on to become phenomenons. So why can't Harvey Elliott with time? And he's learning from the best people.
Yeah, I hear you. So with Harvey, I've said it a few times, I don't think I've said it in this pod though, which is one of the master builders who worked on our house and still does. And he's a good friend of mine as well. He grew up with Harvey Elliott's dad. So a while back, we were getting some work done, and he's like, my mate's son plays for Liverpool. I'm like, what do you mean your mate's son plays for Liverpool? I'm like, get out, go on hold. He goes, his dad's name's Stephen Elliott, Harvey Elliott. I'm thinking, whoa, no way. So this is about a couple of years ago when the whole Harvey Elliott transfer happened. This is great, because he goes, the whole family has been Liverpool mad since day dot. So nice one.
That's what I mean.
For me, it's not going to be him, but I wish it was him. MoSalah. Everyone wants to talk to MoSalah, right? Everybody wants to talk to MoSalah. Everybody wants to talk to him. So you then think like he'd be fucking brilliant at this. Because everyone wants to talk to him. He'd be the in situ nosy Parker without wanting to be the in situ nosy Parker, because he'd have everyone's business coming to him. Curtis go and talk to Salah, Joel go and talk to Salah, Nunes, Carvalho, Firmino, Diaz, Ox, Keita, you name it, Thiago, Millie, Fab, Hendo, even Joel Matip. Everyone goes to speak to MoSalah. So could very easily be he could be the super sleuth, really, couldn't he?
He could.
Yeah.
He could. And especially with what we talked about earlier in terms of him taking a much bigger big brother role. So everyone, if they're his big brother, then literally everyone's going to go there, Ronaldo, not to be with. He's going to know everything.
So mine would have been MoSalah. But I think Andy Robertson is a fantastic shout. Like, genuinely is a fantastic, because you can just see it, right?
He is literally shit in it. He's
you can just be standing there, just listening.
Totally salacious and everything.
Yeah.
Like an auntie in the Langar Hall or something like that, or at your local temple or mosque, like, oh, what's going on over here?
Yeah, he's that.
Yeah, and just you don't realize that they're there either. They just sneak upon you. Yeah, you're discussing things that you don't really want to openly talk about, and then all of a sudden it's there, it's right in front of you. So you're like, whoa, okay, shit, he's heard it, and then the next thing you know, it's in the local papers. Praana Jamanna, I mean, we've got to go back a bit here. We've not had this. I was trying to work out when the last time we did this. I think it was in 2018. The Gags Tandon curveball.
Oh, hey.
It's been a long time since we've done the Gags Tandon curveball.
Jesus, so, because the curveballs, right? I'm sick of them, because I'm sick of people fighting about Hendo and Naby. That's literally the only curveball there is right now. That's all people want to fight about is Hendo and Naby, who should be playing in the team. Look, as long as the team wins, that's what matters. And as long as the players are happy, that's what matters. I hope Naby signs a new deal soon. And if he does, that means he's happy to stay, right? And he knows his role in the team and in the squad. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of players, they'll all get their chance. There's so many games. But if you want a question, then let's ask this question. Who will be the player of the year for Liverpool? Who's your prediction to be the player of the year for Liverpool this season? Who do you think is going to have that bite? And obviously we have a Uruguayan, so hopefully he doesn't bite. But who's going to have that? Who's going to be special this year for you? And Baji, because you haven't been first in any opinion yet, you go first.
Wow, this is an interesting. As predictable as it may seem, Nunes.
It's not predictable at all. A lot of people don't think he'll do.
Really, well. I just don't know what they're saying.
No, not Liverpool. Like opposition, obviously, and they there's more than the fans because they're all.
Well, the fact that they don't. Well, the thing is, though, what do they know? Given the fact that they don't even support Liverpool, that's first life choice gone wrong. Why listen to them? You fucked up, son. What did you do? I support Man United, didn't I? Idiot. Blithering idiots. So yeah, I'm going with Nunes, just because I saw him in pre-season, obviously where he got his 4-5 goals, where he's just the confidence dude, and obviously Leipzig had kind of not really given too much of a shit about the match by it seems, apart from wanting to push and kick people. I thought he was brilliant then. Against Man City when he came on, he definitely had the bit between his teeth. Like if you're looking at impact of two players up front, Haaland, a bit of a flash in the pan every now and again, a bit, and one shot that kind of went straight to Adrian, the other one hit the bar, and one he tried to bicycle kick away from Adrian rather successfully as well ish. And you're like, okay, great. But with Nunes, there was just almost this desire and intent, like very Suarez-like. So if you remember the Suarez performance against Stoke City, his first match, literally comes on as a sub and he's running up and he's so desperate to do something and make something happen. So that's why I think Núñez is probably a shout from my side in respect to, like the person who's going to be our player of the year, not player of the season, however we want to look at it. Because we say player of the year. If they player of the year, it'll be over by the end of 2022. I kind of want it to go into 2023 as well. So I'm going with player of the season. I think it's going to be Núñez.
Yeah, let's do player of the season. I think Núñez is a great shout.
Also a great shout for someone who looks good with a Fisher crossing.
Yeah, and he gives us something completely different that we haven't had for a long time. That's the key with him. And you can become a player of the year just because you open up so much for everyone else as well. And that he could score loads, but then he could just change games, and that would be massive. Cam, go on.
Trent. I genuinely think Trent's going to have a phenomenal season. I don't know why. I can't give you any reason for it. It's just a gut feeling.
Every season is phenomenal, but if he's even more phenomenal,
I think he's just getting better and better. And just imagine a better Trent. Imagine what's going to happen with a better Trent. Imagine the assists. Imagine some goals. Imagine some brilliant defending, because apparently the lad can't defend, even though he's been part of the best defence now, or one of the best defences ever since he's been in the team. But hey ho. No, I just think it's going to be Trent. I don't know why, because the way they keep evolving his role, it just keeps adding something to his game, and it's just magical to see. And I just think he's just going to be so special this season. I mean, if you just look at like Fantasy Premier League, I bet you he's the most picked defender. Why?
Yeah, points are off the scale.
Points are off the scale. Yeah,
it's clean sheets, assists. Oh shit!
It's
like, what the hell? I mean? Both ends is just it's off the chart. So I agree. It could be something unbelievable for Trent if he's, like you're saying, just goes to another level. And if Mo's fit all season with him as well, imagine the craziness. And also, he's going to have Núñez to pick out now.
Think of those crosses coming in and Núñez on the end of them.
I know, it'll be amazing.
So it could be, like Barty said, it could be Núñez, but it could be down to Trent because it's Núñez.
Yeah. Perfect. Works. Nin?
I love both of them shouts. I love the Trent one as well. And I was listening to Cam speak there, and I was just thinking, you know what? And despite everything that you say, Dopey Southgate still won't pick him, which is absolutely fine. I have no qualms about that. You know what I mean? Because obviously, we don't really give a damn. For me, I like all them shouts. I think they're really good. I've got a feeling about Luis Diaz. I think we're all trying to be a bit different this season, aren't we? The obvious usual suspects are like the MoSalah. For me, I think Luis Diaz, and I think it's going to be more the case of I've just got visions of him just running and terrorizing defenders with his pace and just skinning them and like being more fearless. I think that's absolutely crucial. I think for me overall, everything I've seen of Luis Diaz has been absolutely sensational. The only game where I was a bit like thinking about was obviously the Champions League final. For me, he would have been more of an impact kind of player off the bench, because I think he would have been great against those tired Real Madrid defenders. But you know what? Hindsight is a wonderful thing. But for me, I think Luis Diaz, I think his pace, his tenacity, I love the fact that he's got so much dog in him, in the sense that, he gets fouled, but he gets straight back up. And I love that about him. He's just a feisty little character. And, speaking about, the bite of, Núñez and, what he's going to add as well. And I just think add this guy to the equation as well.
Like, listen, you've just called Luis Diaz a kutta, and you've just turned around and said,
you like dogs?
Núñez.
Yeah, he's a Rico, man.
You got, not a player, I'm not being funny. Guys kind of hit the nail on the head. Sometimes we can be accused of being too nice. I like the fact there's a bit of dog in the team.
That's it. I think I love all the shouts, and it's so positive. Obviously, Mo's the favorite contender to be the player of the year every year, all the time. I want to go for someone. I hope they can keep him fit this year, and I hope he plays. Because if this guy plays every game, or at least close to all the big games for us, we're in with a chance of winning it all, and it's Thiago.
Yep.
I'm more of a hope than I think he will. But so the key is, if he plays every game, he's literally bang on to be the player of the year, because he's that fucking good.
Thanniyah, innit?
Huh?
Thanniyah Alcantara.
Thanniyah.
Everyone puts Thanniyah on their dish. You go to a restaurant,
everywhere.
Thanniyah. Yep. Thanniyah.
Coriander, Alcantara.
Goes with everything.
You know what's really interesting though?
What do you mean?
shall tell you what's really great about the analogy of Thanniyah, which is coriander. A lot of people do not like it as well, which is obviously the opposition fans. They fail to acknowledge just how great he is.
Again, you just nailed on head. Opposition.
Yeah.
They already fucked up by not supporting Liverpool.
Agree. I think it is important though that he plays.
But can we go back to the?
Who said that?
Wasn't that Cam Brady going?
No, he was singing the song. He was humming the song.
Oh, was he humming the song? I thought.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing a Jamie Carragher.
No, I was going Thanniyah Alcantara.
Sprinkle.
Oh shit! He does. He sprinkles the sauce.
Soaps. Yeah, because the way Cam was doing it, I was like, whoa.
No.
Oh, sure.
Very much not.
Lovely. No disdain. Very nice.
Thank you. I feel very blessed.
Indeed. Great. You know what? A nice, I suppose, lunchtime Desi this was.
Yeah,
really. So
lovely.
Plugs. Cam, any plugs from yourself?
Not the ones in the ears.
Not the one in the ears.
Not earplugs, not raw plugs.
That's heading ears in my ears. No, nothing really. I mean, I'm not on the main pod at the moment, unfortunately, due to work. So,
you can still plug it, mate.
But what I will say is that it's got an awesome lineup. I mean, if somebody lets me finish, and they got obviously Lisa Marie, Carl Kopach's back on now as well, and obviously Trev Downey, his usual brilliant self. So yeah, I mean, please still listen to all things AI as a whole. There is some great content out there.
Nice. Gita?
Well, new season's back, so it's the Nina Kauser show. So I'm really looking forward to hosting that again. Obviously, with the new season, I'll also have Euro Incision as well. So it's great to have my 2 podcasts back, and hopefully I'll be contributing more as well. And I know I've been really quiet the season gone, but I'm hoping to go back to the old school me. So I'll be annoying you. Feel free to block me, whatever you want to do. But yes, I'm back, and I'm really, I'm back, and I'm really looking forward to the new season. So yeah, the Nina Kauser show, tune in. I have incredible contributors, and this season will be no different.
Nice. Gagan?
Yeah, everything on AI. We've got a big preview coming up for Under Pressure tonight, actually. So that'll be this Tuesday night, and make sure you listen to that. There'll be a lot of predictions on what everybody thinks, and a look at some of the opposition as well, in terms of the top 6 or 7 teams. So if you do want to listen into something like that, that's coming. There's going to be loads of content, I'm sure. Now that the matches are starting up again, AI goes back into that rotation of, pre-match, post-match, and then all the other stuff that's going on at the same time. If there are late transfers or, contract signings, things like that, all of that to be reacted to. So yeah, keep listening to AI, and this season's going to be great, really, really great.
Lovely. I've only got a single plug, which is for the wife. So everybody knows she's, I wouldn't say long suffering, but long supporting is probably the right word in regards to me doing podcasts, matches, and everything else. Now she has her own venture which needs support. So she's climbing Mount Kilimanjaro with 13, 14 odd other ladies, and they're going in about a week and a half's time. It's quite historical and monumental, so as it is, and they're creating a documentary for it. But that documentary needs support. So if you feel happy and you want to sponsor to be helpful, look out for all the tweets that are going around from myself or anything that I retweet. So I'm at Herinda 1977. All the details are on there in respect to what's going on. So if you have a $5, $10, you have more than that, everything's welcome, because there's a big target to reach, which is £90,000. They are nearly at the halfway mark, nearly. So, it'd be nice for them to reach the halfway mark or get over it quite substantially before they leave. Otherwise, there's a shortfall that somehow I don't know how I'm going to get to. But that's when we're really going to start digging out things. Suddenly the house goes on the market. You know why? Why'd you sell the house, mate? Well, it's like £90,000 documentary. It's to remortgage. You can't remortgage right now, so you have to resell. And so, but I'm joking. We don't need to do anything like that. But any support that people can give will be massively appreciated. Thank you to everybody who has contributed already. Cam, Gags, yourself, thank you very much. Kowser, who are you going to mug for us? Let us know. But again, it's really been appreciated and thanked by myself and my wife and everyone who's doing this trek.
Amazing. Good luck to her as well.
Thank you very much.
And,
so the only other thing I want to bring up, because I brought it up on Discord, and if you're not on Discord, why aren't you? Because Gags didn't say it this time around, so I thought I would. Yeah, everything happens on Discord. Curry, fuck off. Curry is not a Desi kind of thing. All right,
no, I think we should discuss it. Let's discuss it, because as an end to the pod, it's a good discussion to have.
Fuck my life. So
I do get some of the discussion in there about, curry. People having curry,
Yeah,
that's
curry.
why it went.
So
it changed from curry to curry. I get it, but
it didn't. But it didn't.
Right. You see what happens when I leave a pod for 1 week.
Exactly. You let Guy drink hell in, and he goes, curry sauce is cultured. Is it? Fuck.
Curry sauce is cultured.
Curry sauce is
Oh my
cultured.
I didn't know he said that.
Yeah, but I think in context,
Fluff on my bum and chip that
it's
is more
cultured because
cultured.
it's like the #1 dish in the UK now, isn't it? So in that respect,
Oh no, that's
you
the
could
other
argue
monstrosity.
Yeah,
They're
well, I'm
naming-
not saying it's a monstrosity or not. I'm not going down that line, but I sort
The
of
naming
get the
convention
point.
is.
I get the point to an extent.
Indian food is the national food, yes, because of the curry houses, as they call them,
Yeah.
are so popular, right? That's the choice. Like literally, what you're doing tonight, going for a curry. That's what it is, right? I mean, people don't go, I'm going to chippy anymore. I'm going for a curry. I'm getting a curry. It's not the chippy no more.
But in this cultural appropriation world we live in, have you ever had a boona at home? Have you ever had a dancer?
do you know something?
A dopiaza? Has anything? Excuse me, 1 second. Come in. Jira, wait. Your turn to go into the oil has not come yet.
Okay.
1 second. 1 second. This is Ganda time. This is onions. I want to make people cry. Okay.
Ain't that the truth?
Damn right, Skippy.
Make me cry every day with the gifts.
It's really simple. You know what? All these naming conventions for curry, yeah, none of them fucking exist. Like none of them. Like we don't have a masala. We don't have a chicken tikka masala. We don't even have fucking tikka. Like in that, in that sense, we don't have.
They're all here made. They're all UK made.
Like we don't have a do piazza, a jalfrezi, a Rogan Josh. Fuck off! What was this?
Rogan Josh.
Who the fuck has ever had a
But
Rogan
piazza
Josh?
is a Manchester thing. Definitely, it started in Manchester.
Oh,
I'm sure.
100% started in Russia on the
It
curry
did.
mile. Yeah,
Mile,
because
yeah, I was there.
Because some fuckwit chopped 2 onions and goes, I don't know what to call it with a do piazza.
Isn't it?
And to be fair, every curry is started with onions. So where is the invention?
No, it's not.
Minor.
Every Jane person I know right now is screaming at us, saying, "No, it's not." They're right. Not every curry does start with an onion. There are some people who don't like root vegetables or don't have root vegetables due to their or hot root. I can't remember how they've explained it in their beliefs thinking, but it's their belief, it's their thinking. I'm not here to deny or say yes or no. But yeah, there are ways of making a tarka, the base of most curries, without an onion. There are. My mum does it. I
was just going to add this to those who aren't sure of where a curry came from as such. From what I read one time in a magazine article, a curry was invented in the late 60s, early 70s in Bradford when somebody had a tandoori chicken. And they said, first time they'd been in a restaurant or something. They said, this is a really dry dish. Is there any way you can sauce it up as such? So they said, okay, well, we'll talk to the chef. They gave it back to the chef and he sauced it up.
The ketchup.
Hence, he made a duddy, didn't he, of some sort, with Barney and whatever, and started like that, and he thickened it up, and he made a curry, and that's how a curry came about. If you go to India now, you can get the dishes that you have mentioned, but that's only because they're sort of like transferred over. It's not like it's a cultural Indian dish.
Where the fuck are you going, Cam, where they do that?
Well, you can you can go to hotels now, you can go to restaurants, and you can see those names on the menu. I'm not saying it's going to be the same as what is in the UK, but they are over there now. I've seen it. So
wow.
Yeah, so that they have now transferred over, but it's more of just a thing of like it will never be the dish of India. Yes, there's curry leaves in India used in our cooking. We know that. But it's not used to make a jalfrezi, like you said, or a Arabian Josh, mate. You know what I mean? Yep. So, no.
In the same way that in India, they're not called fucking curry leaves either, mate.
Well, but I'm just, helping out everybody here, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, you understand what I'm saying there. So that's how a curry. That's how a curry came about.
And also as well, we talk about appropriation and stuff. And I also think as well, it's good to kind of put out there as well. Obviously, I'm of Kashmiri descent, and obviously, when people associate curry, they just think of traditional Indian food. For me, it's South Asian because there's different areas, regions of South Asia that will make what you will consider a curry, but they'll have their own style of cooking, and I think it's all stylistically different. I think a Bangladeshi will say, I'm having a curry, which was to the masses, that's what they think, it's a curry, but their cooking style is completely different to, say, somebody from Gujarat. And
totally.
Do you know what I mean? So I think that's the first thing that we need to address first, is that it's not Indian cooking, it's South Asian cooking.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. It's very
and
different.
Finally, what's your favourite
northern southern
dish?
food is so different.
Everybody name their favourite dish before we go.
I like rajma rice.
That you'll get in a restaurant, yeah?
Can you get it in a restaurant? Because I think I make it better.
Oh, no, that's what I'm asking.
Say that again.
Okay. If I was to pick something from an Indian, I'd just go for mixed vegetables. And again, it says the do piazza and all this and all that. I just tend to go for like the most blended, seasoned, spiciest one.
Baji? When you're at Sacconi's?
Chili paneer.
Yeah, some actually paneer. But yeah, normally it's a paneer dish that I go for. However, there is a Punjab restaurant in Covent Garden in central London, which I do like going to because it's not too expensive, it's not too cheap, it's kind of in the middle, and they do a banging Northern korma. They call it a korma. Another monstrosity of a name, but it takes them a long time to make it, and they make kofte, like proper vegetable kofte, like really, really good. See, kofta is. It isn't, that's a Desi word, kofta, yes. Proper. Yeah, that is something that exists.
What about you, Gags?
I like biryani, to be honest.
Which is a rice dish.
Yeah, rice dish. So it's basically chicken biryani. So what we normally like to do is when we get it from the local dosa hut, whatever it is here, they do a mean chicken biryani, but they have this really mircha sauce as well with it. And that you sprinkle on top, and some yogurt as well to kind of balance it out.
Yep.
Nice.
It's so nice, man. Honestly, and you can do that in veg as well. The veg biryani is good. So either way, they do a mean biryani, which is really spicy. So that's my favorite thing when I'm eating out. At home though, if someone's making something at home, then I do like the wife when wife's chicken niblets or mom's matar paneer. So those. So if you do home and away, there's difference.
Nice. Well, we moved up to Birmingham about 2001, and we occasionally used to go out to a restaurant in Borsal, that's what you would say, called Golden Moments. And it was around that time we discovered tikka masala paneer. We'd never had it before, and it wasn't very common in many places at that time. And this was like the only place that had it. And we just fell in love with that dish. Everybody in the house just fell in love with that dish. It's such a simple, lovely dish.
Paneer makes so.
You can't beat paneer. Paneer is life, man.
Yeah, paneer's great. You turned veggie, right?
Yeah. Been veggie for a year and a half now. Loving it.
No wonder you're talking about veggie food at the moment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're putting out the ribs.
Yeah,
you're putting out some ribs somewhere.
Don't remind me of the ribs. I do miss my ribs. You know I love my ribs. But,
no fucking idea.
Yeah, no, you don't. But that was a past life, Pardew. We've moved on since then. It's nice of Tandon to remind me.
We used to go to this place called Hickory. Right?
Sorry?
And we used to go to this place called Hickory's near my house, and he used to have this big rack of ribs. And one time he got ill. The next.
Did I? I can't remember. I was so in love forgotten.
He got the shits.
He got the shits when he ate them around me once. He's had them twice then.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, that was from
wait,
Mexican place, wasn't it?
So you take him to bad places?
Yeah.
No.
That's
we've
what
been
they
there.
did.
I'm seeing something here, Cam.
No. We've been there 4 or 5 times.
We're there. Yeah. I'm
Shut
seeing
up.
it now.
We've been there 4 or 5 times. You got ill once because you rushed your food.
It was too nice. Anyway, I think we're
done.
I think we are done now.
We are done.
Yeah.
So we're sticking. So consensus: we stick curry in the bin.
Yeah.
And find proper things to name these things.
So how would you name it then? Go for an Indian. That's it. Simple, innit?
Go for Desi.
Go for Desi. There you go.
There you go. Go for Desi.
That covers so many.
Bingo.
Cultures as well.
Absolutely.
It covers south, north, everything, east, west. Boom. Go for Desi.
South, the east, west. Desi is the best.
Yes, man.
As
Desi
that dodgy
is the best. And I think there's no better way to finish it off by saying Desi is the best. Have a great day, and come on, you Reds.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.